Right, so the next topic we're going to look at is simple interest. And the nice thing about simple interest, they usually use the formula. So the formula for simple interest, I is normally be represented as interest principal, the amount of money you're investing or borrowing, times the rate, whatever have the percent sign on it, how much you'll be charged, the amount of time, all over 100. And again, because of the percent sign on rate, that's really why the whole thing over 100, right? So that's why we don't use back the percent sign for the rate. So that's the main formula for simple interest, but they can ask you for different quantities. They can ask you for principal, rate, or time, and that's where change of subject going to come in. So to get one of the others, I cross multiply to get rid of the fraction. So all of the others will start off 100 times interest, and let me say I wanted principal to get rid of rate by time. Right now they're multiplying, the reverse of multiplying will be divide. So both of them going to end up on the bottom here. So that's the formula for principal. Same thing for rate. If I wanted rate, the formula for rate would be, again, I cross multiply, so I'm going to get 100 times I. And I want rate by itself, so I need to get rid of multiply by P, multiply by T. The reverse of that will be divide by P and T. So that's what rate going to look like. And same thing for time, it will be 100 times I. And the two letters that missing, they're going on the bottom, principal by rate. But again, this is the real one that you need to know. And if you could change the subject, you'll get one of those. If not, if you could remember these, that'll be fine. You realize you still have all three letters. Sorry, all four letters. It's just for the latter three, principal, rate, and time. It will be 100 times I. Whatever you're finding, and you're missing two letters from this same formula. So in this one, the simple interest on $600. So that's my principal. That's the money I put into the bank for T years. So that's the time. They're calling it T, so that's probably the unknown already. At 5% per annum, meaning just 5% every year. So that's my rates. Is 120. So the simple interest is 120. So that's where the English portion has come out a lot. The simple interest is 120. So they already tell me the simple interest. So I'm not finding simple interest in this question. They want the value at T. So they want time in years, which is what T stands for. So if I know the formula, or if I could change this formula, this is what I want to use. So T would be 100 times, we just find out interest is 120, over the remaining two letters is principal by rate, P is 600, times the rate was 5%, and again we don't put the percent sign because that's already built into the formula. So that's my answer look like. Some years they'll make you work it out. In this one they didn't want you to work it out, they just want to know that I know the formula. So my answer is A. So just like before, let's look at some other simple interest questions, one of the more popular topics as well. So we have a few to go through. So the simple interest on a loan of $6,000. So the loan that they're borrowing, so that's the principal there, that's the money that I borrow for 3 years. So I have my time was 900. So the simple interest was 900. They give me simple interest already. They want the rate. So again, my regular formula, if I could remember it or transpose that formula to make R the subject of that principal by rate by time, that's what I'm going to get, right? But now, unlike the last one, I actually want the answer. So when I stick in my numbers, 100 times the interest was 900 over the principal is 6,000 times the time is 3 years, and let me see if anything could cancel. So when I say zeros pair off top and bottom, that means it have 10 or 100 in common. So once I cross out 1 0, that means it had 10 in common. That's the next 10 in common. So that's why the zeros have to pay off. I can't just cancel out all these zeros I see. So again, they pay off, meaning they had 10 in common. 3 into 9, 3. So I ended up with 10 by 3 30. I could cancel out one more time. 2 into 10, so I remain with 5. And since that was the rate, that means my answer is going to be 5%. So sometimes they'll just have the working, and they have several questions where they just have the working, but most of the time you actually have to work it out. So let's see some others. So that last one asks for rate, this one asking for the sum of money invested. Let me go through this one. The simple interest on a sum of money invested, because they didn't tell me the sum of money, because that's what I want to find. The rate is 5% for 3 years. So the simple interest again was $90. That's I. What was the sum of money invested? And the initial amount I start off with is the principal. So I want the formula for principal, which is 100 times interest over the two missing letters, which is rate by time. So once I want to find one of the others, the top always going to be 100 by interest. Whatever letter I have here, the 2 remaining letters going on the bottom if you want an easy way to remember it instead of transposing that main formula. Again, this is one I have to work out, so just stick in your numbers. 100 times the interest was $90. The rate is 5%, and the time was 3 years. So again, let me see if anything could cancel. 3 into 9, 3, so that really turned into $30. 5 into 36, so 100 by 6, so my answer going to be $600. And then they have different variations. So the rate is the most popular one. So these are 2 other rate questions that they have. Again, they're asking for the rate of interest. You could try it yourself, same way. One going to be 2.25% for that first one. Same idea here. Again, they're asking for the rate of interest. The rate is the most popular one. They're now starting adding others. So this is a very popular one as well that students tend to make mistakes with. Has 2 people, Mary and John. So Mary invested $200 for 3 years at 5%, and John invested $300, same 5%, and they want to know how long they will take. Sorry, if they both receive the same amount of money in simple interest, how long did it take for John to invest his money? So let me find out how much the simple interest was. So they're saying Mary's simple interest, principal by rate by time. I just write back the formula so you'll get accustomed to it. So that's your $200 that she invests at 5% for 3 years. Work out over 100, so she gets 5 3 15 2. She gets $30 in interest. And now they say John gets the same amount of money in simple interest. So they want to find out how much John gets. So we already know the interest for the question going to be 30. So since we want to know how long for John, we really want to find time for John. We already know the formula for time, 100 times interest over the missing letters, P and R, 100 times. They say you get the same amount of interest as Mary, so that's why I could put the 30 here. Principal for him was 300. The rate was the same. Let me see if anything cancels out. 0 0 3 into this 10, 1 0 cancelled there, 5 into 10, so his own was 2 years. Now, easy way to remember this question instead of this wordy working, the interest for Mary needed to be 200 by 3 by 5 all over 100 to get her interest. And for John, we don't know what this number is. Sorry, we know it's 300, times the rate of interest is 5, times we don't know what the time is, over 100. You realize the numbers is more or less the same. 235, 35, so the missing number was 2. So that's how I normally remember that question. Because both of them are supposed to give the same answer. 200 by 3 by 5, 300 by 5 by 2. It's just an easy way to remember it instead of going through that wordy work. And last one, sometimes they could just ask for the obvious simple interest itself. If 7,000 is borrowed at a rate of 5% per annum for 3 years, what is the simple interest? And again, the formula for simple interest, principal by rate by time over 100, which is the main formula I have. And for any other piece that they're asking for, principal rate or time, you just use the respective formula. When you work out this one, 1,050. So I want to look at, so that's it for simple interest there. But I want to look at number 15 one time, because number 15 is not a money question, and CXC try to sneak in a question that is not money in the money section. The CXC exam, so they could do what they want, but they tend to do stuff like that sometimes. So this is not a money question, so they technically rob you a money question and stick in a relation, functions, and graph question inside the money, because you could see this obviously has nothing to do with money. So just to go through what variation looks like, we have direct variation and inverse variation. Once they say direct variation, that means using the formula y equal kx. If they had said inverse variation, the formula is b k over x, because inverse means we turn it over, so that's why we're looking like that. So this was a direct variation question. It's not something that comes often. One of the few times I would have seen this question in general, so it's not something that comes often. So this is what we're using since it's direct variation, and then we want to find out the unknown, the constant k, which will change from question to question depending on the number. So determine when y is 19, so I'm going to replace y with 19 equal to k, x is 152. And we need to solve for k because they give us one of the answers when y is 19, x is 152. So I need to find for k. So to get rid of 1, multiply by 152, I'll do the reverse, which is divide by 152 on both sides. These are going to cancel, 19 into 152, so we get 1/8. So that means the relationship is really y is equal, we just find out k is 1/8x, and whatever combination of numbers you stick in here, that's what it's going to work out to. So I just want you to see that one time. It has nothing to do with money. CXC just try a smart thing on we as always. Alright, up next, another money topic.